Hello, friends. This is Finkles here, and it's a special video. It's the third video of this channel, and we finally got the main character. That's right. Basically, this is a character that my girlfriend did for me, and basically, I told her like kind of like what I wanted, and we worked it through, and we came up with this. So I'm pretty happy with the character. Definitely we will do some modifications down the line. I think we just want to start with this, and then like 6 months from this we can actually change it and improve upon the concept and everything, you know. So what do you guys think? Do I look cool or not? Yeah, I think I do. So this is the third video, and it's also special because it's the first not specifically Pokemon video that I make. Of course, I'm going to speak a little bit about Pokemon because the topic makes me speak about it, but it's not the focus. Pokemon is not the focus of this video. Can you believe it? Well, basically the video is about Nintendo things, and specifically about the 7 games that the Nintendo Switch is going to need if they want to absolutely break records in their release day. I think the Switch 2 has some pressure on its shoulders, you know, because the Switch 1 was pretty successful, almost one of the most successful consoles of all time, and the Wii U wasn't that great. So some people are like afraid that, okay, so we got the Switch 1, it was a success, will the Switch 2 not be a success because the Wii was a success and the Wii U wasn't? Personally, I don't feel that anxiety. I feel very confident about that the Switch 2 is going to do very well. I think Nintendo have learned a lot about how to actually make a console. I feel like in the Wii U era they didn't had a lot of third-party support, and now they realize that they do need the third-party support. That and also other things that make me very optimistic about the Nintendo Switch 2 success. And let's be honest, like they could just release the Switch 2 with some Mario Kart 9 and it will be a success. But if they do want to take it to the next level, then these are some options that they could definitely benefit from if they want to make it as successful as they can. On release day, I mean, because obviously we will get maybe all of these games eventually, but I'm saying if they would just want to blow the Nintendo Switch 2 like crazy, getting some of these games on release day might be essential. Number 1, new Pokemon generation. That's right. So basically making a little bit of honor to my previous and my first 2 videos. Basically, I gotta speak a little bit about Pokemon. It's just necessary. Pokemon is a huge deal, and there's, well, of course we have like the 3 top Nintendo IPs that make people stay with Nintendo rather than going to another system, which would be Mario, The Legend of Zelda, and Pokemon. Like, those are why Nintendo is so strong and people haven't migrated to other consoles. Of course, you got also other really good Nintendo IPs. I'm not saying those aren't important. Of course, Metroid is important, Pikmin is important, a lot of really good IPs that they have. But the top 3, I think, are Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon. So I don't think it's strange at all to think that they need a Pokemon game. But not just any Pokemon game if they want to make the Switch 2 as successful as a console could ever be. Because yeah, you could have Pokemon Legends CA, and actually it's confirmed because basically you will be able to play Nintendo Switch 1 games in the Nintendo Switch 2. But what I'm referring to is the 10th generation of Pokemon, because those are the games that will sell a lot of consoles. The mainline Pokemon games were the ones that kept the Nintendo DS and the Nintendo 3DS alive for so many years. And if they want to do something crazy like selling about 20 million of Nintendo Switch 2 copies in the first year, then I don't see a world in which they could do that without the Pokemon help. Now, is it realistic? I don't think so, because maybe the Nintendo Switch 2 will release on 2025 and we will have Pokemon Legends CA on 2025. Maybe the 10th generation will be in 2026. So I don't think it's going to be on release date, but it would have been absolutely awesome. Number 2, let's get rid of the most obvious one, Mario Odyssey 2, or any other 3D Mario, but I think the most likely to happen is definitely Mario Odyssey 2. Well, we all know that 3D Mario is a console selling tactic since the 90s with the Nintendo 64. it had as a release game Super Mario 64, which of course was a huge success. Yeah, let's just say it was a moderate success, right? Like it changed the whole gaming industry forever. Surprisingly, we did not get Mario Odyssey for the Switch 1 on the release date, but we got it a few months later, so all good. 3D Mario is up there with the Nintendo IPs that can sell over 20 million copies in less than a year. So you had Mario, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you had Pokémon Sword and Shield, Pokémon Scarlet and Violet. They sell a lot. But yeah, I definitely do wonder like how much of those millions are like shared, you know? Like you think 15 million people are buying Mario, Zelda and Pokemon at the same time? Or you think it's more like 10 million are buying Zelda, Mario and Pokemon and the other just came out of nowhere? Like that's also a really cool thing that I would really love to know. For all we know, it could even actually be like 20 million by Mario Odyssey and 20 million Breath of the Wild, so it could be 100% shared almost. And yeah, it's not very unlikely because I think almost every person that I can think of that has Mario Odyssey also has Breath of the Wild. So yeah, regardless, a 3D Mario is definitely a good idea for release day. Like, what are you gonna be? Like, the only person that did not play the new 3D Mario? You don't wanna be that. You gotta buy the console. You cannot just not have it. You gotta buy it. What? Do you not have the money? Like me right now? Well, you just kinda have to get it. You cannot be the last person of your friends that has not played the new 3D Mario. You just can't. It is crazy to think that we are all here speculating about the games that are going to be on the release day. But I think regardless of that, 2 years from now, we all be playing or have already played the next 3D Mario, which is just absolutely exciting. Number 3, The Legend of Zelda, a brand new 3D game. Now this one is definitely the most unlikely to happen. This is almost guaranteed that it's not going to happen because we got Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, I don't think they're gonna develop something as huge as the next brand new exciting 3D Zelda in this short amount of time. I just don't see it happening. But this video is about the games that would actually make the Nintendo Switch 2 release day an historic event that would be actually in books all over schools. In fact, it's kind of strange because I honestly don't see like a Zelda that they would release, you know, because we actually got a 2D Zelda like really recently. We got the, I don't know what was the name, like Wisdom, something like that, where you play as Zelda and you have to rescue Link, I think. Didn't get the opportunity to play it. Echoes of Wisdom, yeah, that's it. This definitely got me thinking, like, I don't see a 2D Zelda that they could release, I don't see a 3D Zelda, but also, like, the release of a new console of Nintendo, not having any type of Zelda, that feels kind of empty. I'm sure they're gonna make something, maybe like a re-release of an old game, maybe a Twilight Princess remake or an Ocarina of Time remake. I would really love that. But man, what would you guys like to see from Zelda? Like, actually, I can think of anything. Let me know down in the comments because I actually would love to make a video about what's next with Zelda. Like, will it just be empty for the first 6 months of the Nintendo Switch 2 release? I don't think so. I hope not, but yeah, let's theorize about it down in the comments. Number 4, Super Smash Bros. Now, we were told that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the last Smash Bros. Games, which of course we know it's not true, it's literally impossible. Like, Super Smash Bros. Is just a huge IP, and also, it's not just a big IP, it's a big multiplayer IP, so they need this. What could be different about this new Super Smash Bros. Game? Definitely, we should expect not seeing the scope of Ultimate. I don't think we will get as many characters, maybe shrink significantly the roster, tweak the moveset of the characters, and maybe that could make a huge difference. I don't know. I'm not huge on fighting games, so I don't really know how they could make it really different and interesting and also innovative, because I think that's something we expect from Super Smash Bros. Not just different, but we also expect some creativity from them, and they have always given that to us to some extent. Number 5, and this one is the only actually guaranteed that we absolutely know that it's going to happen, and it's of course Mario Kart 9. Now, to not make this point boring, we already know that Mario Kart 9 is coming. We don't know if for the release date, but we know it's coming. I'm gonna say something that could be really cool for Mario Kart 9. Imagine like a Mario Kart, but it's a little bit Super Smash Bros, you know? So you get a lot of characters. Now, what's the importance or the utility of this? Nothing really, but imagine you can drive a car with Pikachu or Samus Aran from Metroid, or maybe even Fox from Star Fox, who knows? Nintendo, please, we need this. The amount of funny screenshots that people are going to take of these other characters in Mario Kart is going to be huge. Like, we actually need this for the culture. Number 6, Metroid Prime 4. Now, I know this is not a huge seller. Metroid has never been a huge seller, not even the 2D Metroid, not even the 3D Metroid. But I do think that they kind of need to appeal to a little bit of the more hardcore. I don't want to say hardcore because Metroid is not hardcore, but the hardcore gamer, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, Pokemon and Mario are going to sell a lot of consoles, but how do you get the less casual gamer to buy the Switch too? Well, maybe that could be via Metroid, via Pikmin, some more obscure. They're not obscure by any means, I'm not saying that. Yeah, these series that are not as mainstream as Pokemon and Mario. We know that Metroid Prime is coming for the Nintendo Switch 1, but maybe for the Switch 2 it could have some visual enhancements or something. They could make it look a little bit nicer. And last but not least, we got number 7, we got Kid Icarus, yes! This is an absolutely biased opinion. I like Pete. I don't know what to tell you. I just like Pete. I think it has a character that has a lot of appeal for the masses. It just hasn't been developed. And Kid Icarus franchise has only 3 games, and 2 of them are kind of bad, you know? The first Kid Icarus is so hard to play. Like, I tried it and it's actually Nintendo hard. In fact, I actually learned about the Nintendo hard concept because of Kid Icarus. I was like, why is Kid Icarus so hard? And I searched and they were like, yeah, it's just Nintendo hard, you know? So this kind of games that you have to make a lot of trial and error and try it again with very little checkpoints. I mean, the Kid Icarus, maybe it's just because I played it a long time ago when I was definitely younger, but I remember that it was very difficult. And you got Kid Icarus surprising for the Nintendo 3DS, but you cannot just go, hey, go and grab a 3DS and find Kid Icarus game. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to recommend. I think they should give Pete and Kid Icarus like a really good opportunity, a really good shot, a genuine shot. Maybe it doesn't have to maintain a lot of its essence. It could be something more casual player friendly, like some adventure game or a platformer, something like that. A new Kid Icarus game should definitely focus on the world building to make the world really interesting and that you want to live in that world, and in making Pete really likable for a more mainstream audience. Sounds easy, but it's not, and I think giving a revival to an old franchise could actually boost Switch 2 sales. So, my friends, those have been the 7 games that I think would take the Switch release date to an absolute other level. Do you agree with any of my picks? Do you think it's absolute crap? Anything you are thinking, put it down in the comments. I'll definitely read it and reply to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to speaking to you guys in the comments. Also, and most importantly, I think, tell me if I miss a game, because I feel like there's some games missing that could actually make the Nintendo Switch 2 release legendary. So let me know if you got one in mind. Thank you so much for the support that these videos are getting. Like, it's crazy for me. Like, I just started this channel like a few days ago, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and it's already doing kind of well. So it's just a dream come true. Thank you so much. You guys are the absolute best. Goodbye.